Hey everyone, welcome to Stratele Studios. I'm Jeff Castanod. Welcome to another No Pause video reaction and analysis. This is a request from my awesome viewer, Kurt Van Leeuwen. I think so. And this is Yuja Wang doing Prokofiev Toccata. Let's get into this and then we'll chat afterwards. Okay, here we go. I'm assuming the orchestra played before or after that piece. I don't think they just showed up to sit behind her. My gosh. How is that possible? How is that humanly possible? A lot of chromaticism going on in this, and that's what I found really interesting about it. That I would hear these passages with these chromatic phrases going on, but the accuracy. Holy smoke! Especially when they pan back and you could see her playing on the low end, her left hand low, very, very low, and then the right hand out here. And boy, you could only look at one, right? But she is so locked into the piano that she doesn't even need to look at what she's doing. It's all by feel. But what an amazing piece of music, and it boggles my mind when composers write stuff like this, because I think to myself, who do they expect is going to play it? The composer could probably play it, but an interesting thing that I want to comment on regarding what some musicians are able to do and what other musicians are not able to do. If you spent time on an instrument, especially if you've really burrowed down into your own little rabbit hole of what you do and just kind of take it out. There's a number of guitar players that have done that. Alan Holdsworth, Eddie Van Halen, just to name a few very distinct players, because they set out on a road that we all start from the same place, but then they took a path that they had to machete to get through because no one else had been there before. And you go down and you go down and you go down and you develop these techniques and this ability that is very familiar to you. And this is true for all musicians. But the point that I want to make about that is that sometimes it's hard to play somebody else's music because what they are composing are things that come naturally for them, but not for others. So I wonder if that happens in classical music as well, especially with compositions like this on piano, where, and in violin too, if you think of Paganini pieces, it's like it may have been easier for the composer to be able to play that because they kind of went off on their own tangent and it comes naturally to them. So I wonder if that happens in classical music. I think about also John Coltrane with Giant Steps or Countdown or any of these pieces that he wrote that he spent years developing, and then he goes in the studio and plays it. Like, for instance, Giant Steps, where there's that old story about him going in the studio and he had been working on his improvisation over these chords that were changing, like every beat, and he could play over it because he spent a year learning how to play over all these chord changes, all these chords, different chords. And unfortunately for the piano player, he didn't. So he got thrown a solo, like, okay, you do a solo now. And the poor guy just was, unprepared for it. He did something, but it wasn't nearly anything that he was proud of, which he got his revenge later because he came back and he re-recorded Giant Steps. I can't remember the piano player's name, but he had to redeem himself. Anyway, my point is that when I hear something like this, I wonder if the composer has written in a way that is working for them, that appeals to them, or are they thinking about other musicians playing their music and saying, okay, I have to make some provisions for other people to be able to play this. So it's an interesting thought to me. But anyway, watching Yuja play this, I'm just like, I think she could probably play anything, any piece of music that is in existence, because she is at such a high level of ability. Oh, that was so cool. Kurt, thank you so much. Beautiful, great piece, Toccata. Let me know what you thought of it. Come back for more. We'll see you next time.